Every secret adult joke hidden in the MCU, finally explained. And some of them are way filthier, darker, and smarter than you remember. Tony's worst thing. In the first Iron Man movie, Pepper Potts walks in on Tony in his lab as a set of complex robotic arms strip off his Iron Man armor piece by piece. It's an awkward and surprisingly vulnerable moment. He looks at her and without missing a beat says, "Let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing." A kid might just think he's admitting he makes a lot of messes in his lab, but for adults, the joke is crystal clear. The movie has already established Tony as a billionaire playboy who lives a life without rules. This line confirms a wild off-screen history. It paints a picture of a past so chaotic that Pepper has likely walked in on him in the middle of very compromising and very adult situations. The joke establishes their entire dynamic in one single, suggestive sentence, telling the adults everything they need to know about Tony's lifestyle before he became Iron Man. Spread on Tony. In Iron Man 2, Tony's rival, Justin Hammer, tries to show him up at a fancy event in Monaco. He proudly boasts that a well-known Vanity Fair journalist, Christine Everhart, is doing a big spread on him. In the world of journalism, a spread is a common term for a large, multi-page feature. It's an innocent piece of industry slang. But Pepper Potts, who had her own one-night stand with Tony in the first film, knows exactly what's really being said. She fires back with a perfectly delivered burn. "She did quite a spread on Tony last year." The secret is in the double meaning. For adults, spread refers to a sexually provocative pose, specifically spreading one's legs. Tony confirms the hidden joke, smirking as he adds, "And she wrote a story as well." He's revealing to adult viewers that the professional story was just the excuse for the very unprofessional and very sexual spread. By the way, if you like this video so far, I'm going to be doing a lot more like this, so hit subscribe to stay tuned. Anyway, the next is Fondue. In Captain America, the first Avenger, Howard Stark is a classic wartime womanizer. He constantly invites women over for fondue. At first it seems innocent. Maybe he just really likes melted cheese. But after he says it for the third or fourth time, it becomes obvious it's a 1940s code word for sex. The joke becomes so transparent that even the famously wholesome Steve Rogers, in a moment of bewildered innocence, has to awkwardly ask Peggy Carter if she and Howard fondue. The writers cleverly handle the topic of sex in a PG-13 period piece. They turn the most righteous hero into a flustered Boy Scout, completely out of his depth with modern slang. The adult joke lands through the innocence of its main character, Loki's performance issues. In the Avengers, Loki uses his mind control scepter on anyone he touches. It's an unstoppable power, key to his entire plan. But when he tries it on Tony Stark, the tip just clinks harmlessly against his arc reactor. The staff fails to work. Tony, never missing an opportunity, leans in and mocks the god of mischief. Well, performance issues, not uncommon. A kid might think he's just talking about the staff not working. For adults, it's a direct comparison to erectile dysfunction. Tony is weaponizing Loki's magical failure, turning a mystical problem into a very relatable and embarrassing human one. Hawkeye can't get it up. In Age of Ultron, the team is relaxing at Stark Tower and taking turns trying to lift Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. Hawkeye, a normal guy with no superpowers, steps up. Seeing him struggle, Tony immediately quips, "Clint, you've had a tough week. We won't hold it against you if you can't get it up." The whole team laughs. The joke isn't about lifting a hammer. It's a blatant double entendre about being unable to get an erection made in front of all his superpowered friends. It's casual, locker room humor that would fly over any child's head. Comparing sizes. In Ant-Man and the Wasp, Scott Lang and Bill Foster are comparing how tall they can grow in their suits. Foster proudly states he reached 21 feet. Scott, always competitive, brags he can get to 65 feet. It's a simple pissing contest between two heroes. But Hope steps in, rolling her eyes, and tells them to stop comparing sizes. The sexual meaning is entirely in that single phrase. Their conversation instantly reframes as a juvenile argument over penis size. The joke is clear, landing a punchline that only adults will catch, while kids just see a contest about height. Hulk's excitement. In The Incredible Hulk, Bruce Banner and Betty Ross are alone in a motel room. They lean in to kiss, but Bruce has to pull away. He tells her, "I can't get too excited." The joke is fully contained in that line. If he allows sexual arousal, he will transform into the Hulk. This directly answers the long-standing comic book question, can the Hulk have sex? The implied answer is no. The stakes are absurdly high. His love life is literally a matter of public safety, making the sexual joke both tense and hilarious. This joke sets a rule for the character across the entire franchise. In my brain, In Thor, Ragnarok, after his fight with Hulk on Sakaar, Thor wakes up in Hulk's room. Hulk, freshly bathed, walks past a seated Thor completely naked. The camera focuses on Thor's shocked and flustered face as he shuts his eyes and mutters, "That's in my brain now." The adult joke is in Thor's immediate reaction. He got a full, unforgettable look at the Hulk's anatomy. It's a sight so shocking that even a god is traumatized. Hide the zucchini. In Age of Ultron, during the opening battle, Black Widow and Hulk disappear from the fight. Over the comms, Tony radios, "Romanoff, you and Banner better not be playing hide the zucchini." The joke is entirely in the phrasing. It's a crude, direct reference to sex. Hulk being green makes zucchini a very visual and unmistakable comparison. Adults get the joke immediately, while kids just hear a funny-sounding phrase. The Jackson Pollock painting. In Guardians of the Galaxy, after Gamora points out his filthy ship, Quill mutters, "If I had a blacklight, this place would look like a Jackson Pollock painting." This works on two adult levels. Jackson Pollock was a painter famous for dripping and splattering paint. Blacklights reveal hidden stains, like bodily fluids. The phrasing implies sexual activity, not paint, creating a gross, fully adult joke that requires knowledge of both art and the real world. Ned's shooting it. In Spider-Man: Homecoming, Ned Leeds talks to Peter about his new powers. He says he'd climb a tall building and shoot it as far as I can. A kid might think he means webs. The double meaning is obvious. Shoot it is teenage slang for ejaculation. A passing student looks disgusted, confirming the adult joke instantly. It's perfectly hidden in plain sight. Ralph Bohner. Finally, WandaVision delivers its simplest adult joke. After weeks of speculation about Evan Peters' Quicksilver, the truth is revealed. He's not from another universe. He's a local actor named Ralph Bohner. The humor is entirely in the last name. Bohner is slang for a boner, or an erection. The grand reveal of a season-long mystery ends with a simple, crude adult joke.